What the fuck do y'all want?
Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on, man? You're live right now on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal
Yeah, man, I've been tuned in. I've been listening to that new Deceased, man. I love that shit, dude. Fuck. I didn't know about that thrash album, the covers, man. I didn't know about that Thrash Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, dude, man, that shit is fucking sick as fuck, man. Yeah, man, they got so many records, dude. I can't even keep up, man. He's like one. Those guys are like OG American metal. Like, I mean, you got to know that fucking name. Like, it's not a name that I don't think that name gets brought up enough. Like in circles, like this, just fucking. We owe so much to that fucking band. It's like from the days of Repulsion and shit. You know, it's like that's our forefathers for the American extreme shit. They really are. Yeah, and
who the hell are you talking about?
Talking about Deceased.
Oh yeah,
fucking old Deceased, man, King Fally and shit.
Fucking
seen an interview with him one time. He was talking about he was at a party and like he drank like a fucking quart of oil or some shit. Like that's what metal's missing now. Motherfuckers that would do shit like that and like beat up a poser and rip a patch off his fucking vest. You know, like like we need to bring back that fucking energy. You know,
it'll be good for 3,000 miles.
Hell yeah, it will. And hey, full disclosure, man, I ain't got on no clothes. Is it okay to be naked for this interview? I'm in a feral state.
Man,
so is that cool?
We don't give a fucking flying fuck, dude. You can do whatever.
Cool, man.
You can do whatever you want, man. But yeah, man, King fucking Fally, dude, he's crazy, man. Fucking his other band too, October 31. That's actually first time I talked to him was doing they were doing promotion for one of those records, and I did an interview with him on that one, and then I found out who he was and like where he was from, and I'm like, oh, you're the guy from the 13 fucking Souls.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
So
yeah, I listened to Supernatural Addiction the other day. I'm like, God, this is such a good album.
Yeah. Yeah, I dug out Blueprints for Madness this morning and like listened to it, man. Like it's just, you know,
super underrated, man.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Speaking of underrated, man, what the fuck are you guys doing, man? Soma Irot, man. How long you guys been doing this shit, man?
Man, since the 1900s. Like we since the we started in like 99, 2000, 2001 in Jackson. And it was like it was like
it was definitely 99.
Yeah, it was around that time, and like we just wanted to be like the sickest fucking thing Jackson's never seen, because Jackson's a shithole. I hate that town. Like the metal scene there was so generic, and like we wanted to be like the most offensive thing at the American Legion, you know what I'm saying? And like we accomplished that, but like I mean, truth be told, like Elmer had a shitty little amp, and like I was on a bunch of drugs, and like just youth, you know, like we were worried about it. Like we just didn't fine tune it the way we wanted to, so we like it kind of dwindled out.
We were like 20-year-old kids that just had garbage equipment and wanted to just make the most extreme stuff we could.
Yeah, and I think we managed that. And it was like, well, you know, we've all stayed friends. We've all been in the same bands in and out, you know, through the past 20 fucking years or whatever it was. But I mean, a few of us just came back together in the last few years and decided, man, let's just pick up where we left off with Soma, because I think the essence of Soma Irot is pretty much Elmer's writing. The way he writes, the stuff that he writes on guitar, he writes melodies that shouldn't exist. Like I think it's all that Slavic black metal he listens to and all the AFI he grew up on, like come together, and like it makes like a concoction of like. He hates when I brag on him about this, but it's like
I sure do.
It's like depressive but triumphant at the same time. It's like it takes a glorious amount of balls to kill yourself. And it's like that's the energy I hear in like his songs. And I think back in the day, like I wrote a bunch of dumb lyrics, like just gore, Satan shit. I think I take a more serious approach to my, you know, lyric writing now than I did back then. I just, you know, we were young, but we got kicked out of the Hot Topic. Remember that Christians Eat Shit flyer that we handed out at the mall? And, like, we got
remember that you used to put like the flyers in like just magazines, you know, back when magazine racks were like a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there was this one flyer. Remember we advertised for Seven Dust, and Seven Dust were never coming. And like all these people showed up to the Legion expecting to see Seven Dust, and like I immediately started like calling them posers and spitting on them. Like that's it. It was the golden age of gatekeeping back then. Like. And like we really felt like we were more metal than everybody else, which, you know, looking back on the Well, yeah, you know, like,
but I mean, a lot of people like that came to those shows. They're like, "Holy shit, what in the fuck is this?"
Like fucking Perversion of Truth. Those motherfuckers need to get back together, man. Perversion.
Well, I remember like the kids from like September 22nd were like, "Dude, we saw you guys, and we're like, whoa, like we didn't know this existed around here."
Yeah. Man, those guys all went off to do like really good projects, man. Like I'm real proud of those, like Garrett and Mark and all those guys, man, and Zach. But like, you know, we had like I think we had about 30 like rabid fans, and which for Jackson that was good. But like everybody else hated us. Like I forgot the name of that like total butt rock band that were like Creed from Jackson. They had the whole
One Less Reason.
Oh
yeah, they hated us, man.
Yeah. Whoa. Hold on one second, man. You said 30? 30? Man, that's fucking... Man, y'all are fucking killing it, dude. Fucking, you know what? But I gotta ask you one question, man. Fucking, did the festival influence y'all to fucking get back together in any way?
Man, I think that now we were already kind of back together like before I knew about the festival, but it was like, man, like what you guys are doing in Jackson, and like I don't know like how much you actually care about Jackson. I think y'all are doing it for the love of just metal itself, but like it's inspiring to see a festival in Jackson and like downtown fill up full of motherfuckers in battle vests, and like that's inspiring as fuck right there. Like even when it was in Lexington, I was like, man, like this is fucking insane. Like and the cool thing is like you guys don't even have to rely on like the Jackson scene. Like you guys got a built-in crowd that's going to come there no matter what. But like, man, what you guys are doing right now, man, like you and Raven are like the king and the queen of Jackson right now, man. Like it's I mean, hell to you guys, man, for sure.
Oh, hell no, man.
I know. I mean, last year while I was volunteering, I was like, man, I wish I was playing. Fuck.
Yeah.
But
we're still running security this year. Like, I'm
sure. Yeah. I'm definitely on that.
I mean, I'll say it like this: like the Metal Devastation Fest. Like outside of that, like I really wouldn't care to play in Jackson. Like if that doesn't sound like a smart ass thing to say, like if it wasn't for Metal Devastation, I wouldn't play a show in Jackson. We would just play in Memphis or Little Rock or other places. But like we'll definitely play in Jackson as long as like you guys are stamping it. Like I'm down for that.
I'm definitely excited. I'm excited as shit.
Well, no, I don't blame you, man. I mean, like nothing ever really fucking happens anymore. Like that shit don't happen no more, man. I remember though, you guys are talking about those old shows where you guys played, man. I remember that shit, dude. I was there, man. Yeah. Fucking, we played too, man. And
I remember seeing you, Zach, playing at the American Legion.
Perversion of Truth.
Perversion of Truth.
That's how we met Dustin and Johnny and all them. Like that was the late. Remember how wild that like Zach's calm now. Like he's calm and he's got his stuff together. But he was a wild man back then, bro.
Oh yeah,
he was a fucking wild man.
It was it was hot.
Yeah, it was like when Lexington showed up. It's like, man, they're gonna drink all the fucking liquor, man. Like,
for sure.
We didn't know what the fuck we were doing, man.
Man, none of us did.
I remember that shit. We thought we would fucking we thought we made it big time because we were closing the show that one night, and come to find out that don't mean shit, motherfucker. That means you're playing at 2 a.m. and ain't nobody there.
Yeah. The American Legion, man, like.
But it was still fun, man.
Man, they tried to hook us up when they gave us that dirty ass basement. They let us clean out the basement and call it the bunker. And
I done made a little spray paint logo on the background.
But they just used us to clean up that nasty fucking basement. That's all that was. They just needed that basement cleaned out, and they let the dirty metalheads do it. But I mean, they did what they, it was whatever.
There were some good shows down there.
There were some good shows.
Tumblr played down there.
Tumblr did play there.
Ice Pick Revival.
Did they?
Yeah.
I forgot about that, man. That was a good fucking band, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So tell us, tell us about like what's going on right now with Soma Irot, man. Like, what kind of
Soma, man? Right now, we've got a house/studio in Memphis, man. That our buddy Jerry, he bought the house next door to his, and he's turned it into a recording studio. So like the recordings that you've heard of us now are kind of like us, like working out the bugs of the studio. It's a nice studio. It's a pro setup, man. It's just we're kind of working out the bugs. So like the recordings we have now will be redone when we eventually release, whatever. But But like, we get together every week, we just, we're just hashing out songs. Everybody's so busy now, but like, everybody's like came through that tunnel of parenthood. Everybody's kids are like late teens now. So it's like, we're all kind of freed up a little bit more to,
Yeah, once I get done cooking dinner, then I start writing riffs.
Yeah, it all hinges on Elmer. He does all the writing. Like he does all the writing arrangements for the music, and we got Brian on bass, which goddamn, he's one of the loudest fucking bass players ever. And our drummer Ian, he used to be in Instant Racing in a band called Hell Thrasher. He's a Memphis staple, man. He's fucking like, him and Tito are like the fastest fucking drummers in Memphis, man. Like I vouch on that shit. Like, so I mean, we got it. It's a good group of guys, man. And like I'm a lot more squared away than I used to be mentally, and I'm fucking sober pretty much, So it's like that was my biggest obstacle or whatever. Oh, fucking obstacles and shit. But
hey, brother, you want a White Claw?
Man, I switched over to Coors Light because the White Claw's gone.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I don't like drinking, man. Like I don't like to drink, but I do it every now and then. Like I can't smoke weed or anything anymore. I'm still on parole. So man, like I don't know, but like I mean, Soma, like as long as we're playing music, like I think Soma's probably going to be like our final band. We're just going to take this band to the fucking grave, and it's like.
Yeah, I mean, Soma's just it's all like when we were like we got back together, we were kind of like throwing around band names and then kind of hitting a wall, and then I'm like, why don't we just call it Soma again? I mean, it's just the same thing I've ever been doing. It's exactly the same kind of shit that we were doing back 20 years ago. So it's like it just made sense.
Yeah, it did.
What about the Gar Fight fucking record that you put out too at one point?
Man, there's still an EP floating around. The Helen Keller EP's floating around. I've got a copy of that if you want it. We recorded a full length, but I think Ian.
I've got the CD somewhere, man.
Has it got 4 songs or 10?
I think
you got the 4 songs.
Yeah, it's got 4 songs, but they ain't titled. There ain't nothing written on there, so I don't know what the fuck it is. But I was digging through my shit in storage, and I was checking shit out, and I found a CD of that, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
I ripped it, but
man, that was a really good band. I miss that band a lot. That band was like when I realized that, man, I play guitar and I play bass, I play all these instruments, but I realized in Garfight that, like, man, like I think I'm a better front man than I am anything else. I think I'm better at writing words than I am riffs, and I think I miss that band a lot, and I wish I may talk to Ian and Dusty and them, man. Maybe we'll release that or something. I don't know. I don't really care, man. Like, there's been a lot of bands like that. Jackson never had that springboard. Like, like we didn't have a local scene springboard to like really bring a lot of bands through and get on tours. Like we was kind of deprived of that. And there was a lot of good bands. Like there was Otis Reaper from Jackson was really fucking good. Like we was in a band called not King Nod, but Briar Gates. That was a good fucking band. If we would have been on the road, we could have, did a little bit more with it. I was in a band called Battlestar Caligula with a buddy of mine, Chuck. He's in a band called Deadbird, and Nate from what was that band Nate was in? Across Tundras. Those guys, like it was like space age black metal kind of weird shit. Like there's a lot of good bands that just kind of like die on the vine in Jackson. I've seen a lot of good artists like just get burned out because Jackson's this homogenized shit fucking town. Like, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I get why there's a satanic panic in Jackson. Like, I get why, because they want to keep it this clean plastic face on a big shithole city. Like, Jackson's got problems, man. Like, Jackson's a dump. Outside of the lift and outside of that little downtown district where everything's all nice looking and pretty, like Jackson is, like, we got like 3 huge tent cities in Jackson now. Like we didn't see that in Jackson growing up, and like it's, man, like I said I wasn't gonna rant about Jackson, man, but I think I'm going to.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I laughed about the most when the fucking farmers market was throwing back at us. I was like, "What the fuck? Are you kidding me?" Like, you're worried. Yeah. You're worried about hearing a guitar solo or somebody screaming some shit in the background while you're listening to fucking helicopters flying around, gunshots fucking shooting.
Yeah.
people driving around blasting the fucking bass fucking shit. Like, how are you even gonna hear the fucking shit? Like,
dude, honestly, dude, rap fans kill more people than metalheads, dude. I guarantee you. Like, country music fans kill more people than heavy metal fans, dude. Like, they're worried about the wrong shit. Like, but I mean, we can't forget though. Like, we laugh at the satanic panic thing. Like, but we can't forget that like Damien fucking Eccles spent 18 years of his life in prison as a child killer because of satanic panic, because somebody didn't like his Marilyn Manson shirt. And like, props to the man now. Like, I've read some of his books. He's come out. He's doing good now. And he even said it was the best thing to happen to him. But like, to spend 18 years on death row in a maximum security prison as a child killer, like, I know his time was not easy. And that was because of some fucking uppity fucking mothers and some fucking churches didn't like metal. So like, it's a joke, but it's not a joke. Like, we can't. And like, there's that fine line between like, what do? Do we troll the fucking churches and pick at them and make them even madder, or do we like invite them to the fest and like demonstrate our true character? Like, what do we do? Like, I want to fucking troll them, like you know, like, but but it's probably
I think the fest last year went like super good because like I was seeing people that I knew that I would never think that would show up to something like that. But it's more like a thing like, oh, there's actually something going on. Like, like I was seeing people I work with, like, damn, you listen, like, you know, they don't listen to metal, but they're just like ready to see something, like something going on.
Yeah,
man. Like, and I don't hate the Amish people, man. They got really good fucking cucumbers, man. Like,
why are you talking shit about the Amish people?
You know what I mean? I'm talking about the Mennonite cucumbers, man. They got those good ass beefy cucumbers,
man.
Like,
they got good everything.
Oh hell yeah!
Man,
what you
like,
talking about?
Corn,
even their little banana peppers
and the cornmeal, man. Fucking goddamn, man, this shit's fucking off the fucking charts, man.
Yeah, dude. Like, I've always loved the farmer's market, man. Like, you know, I'm a farm boy myself, man. So like, I respect some fruits and vegetables and shit. You know?
Yeah, I know there was one food vendor there.
I will beat their motherfucking ass though if they come over there though. You know, like,
I know there was one food vendor. I told him like don't leave. Like, I know farmers market's like, you know, over at like noon, but I'm like, you need to stick around. They're like, oh, for real? And I'm like, like don't leave.
I think the Mennonites would like the Metal Fest up until the point to where Summoner Circle cut the head off that little baby. I think that's I think that would be
they might
I think when Blind opens that baby's guts up and spills it on the stage and chews up the Bible, like
that's when they cut out, man. They can't handle it. They can't handle that.
They're like,
man, I love that band so much, man. Like that, the last stuff that I heard there, the last recording, man, is fucking amazing, dude. That's a really good fucking band. Like representing Tennessee, man. Like,
they are, dude.
I like to see Apocalypse Light played.
And they're putting Tennessee on the fucking map, dude. Like, people are fucking, you know, they're finding out about that shit, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, this shit is going on down there, and like, you know, a lot of people come at me and they're like, you know, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean satanic panic? Like, how the fuck are you even getting protests and like blah, 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 blah. Like, a lot of people around the world don't even realize that this shit is real down here, man. Like, it's really real. Like, well,
man, I'm hoping that Death Reigns documentary will shed some light on that too. That looks like it's going to be a pretty good little production, man. That dude seems pretty serious about his craft and his filmmaking, man. So I'm excited about that. I want to see how that turns out.
He ain't fucking around, dude. And I know, man, hell yeah, dude. He's shedding some light on some stuff, and I've seen a trailer for it already, like a sneak peek of it. And I'm telling you what,
hell yeah,
that shit's gonna be fucking. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna shock a lot of people around the world because they're gonna fucking realize. Wow, like that shit really still happened? Yeah, it fucking happened.
Yeah,
man. We're doing it, man. But tell us about your words, man. You know, like you talked about you got. Tell us about some of the lyrics. What you talking about, man? In these songs,
the first two songs, "Slitting the Throats of the Sentient Scum" and "The Iron in the Wind," are based on a Muslim Islamic eschatology. It's based on like the end of times, like through the lens of like what the Quran says about the end of days and what the Quran says about hell and all these things like that. It's like Christianity and all that's kind of a played out topic, man. Like that Islamic stuff. Because I studied Islam the whole time I was in prison. I studied, I was studying like Sharia and jurisprudence, Islamic jurisprudence. Like I spent 5 years learning Arabic and studying all that shit. So it's like, it's something that's close to my heart. but it's like we're not like an Islamic black metal band or anything like that. But it's, you know, it talks about like pretty much the fall of humanity. Like, I mean, like, you know, like we're a sentient scum that crawls along the face of our mother, the earth. We're like a crawling fucking scab of cities and antennas. You know, it's like that's what we are. We're a disease. Like, we are the fucking disease that we hate so much. It's us. And like, I mean, I don't want to sound like an edgelord when I say it, but it's like, man, we need to die. We need, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to fucking reset and let the fucking insects evolve or something. See, I don't know, man. Like, that's kind of like where I'm at. But like, you know, like the next song we write, it probably won't have anything to do with that. Like, there's the new song we're writing now, like Proclamation of the Heretic. It's more of a doomy song. It's more about like depression and, you know, things like that. And I don't know, like, I promised Brian we'd write one song about him, you know, like stepping on that saw blade at work. Like, you know, it's just whatever comes up. I just can't, like, Elmer's riffs have an emotional quality to it. So like, I don't feel comfortable singing about like gore and Satan and like anything silly like that. I want to sing about something that like if like little journals I keep, it's like I pull out the most like gut-wrenching stuff, and like I try to fit that into the cadence of the song. Like, I want it to be emotional, you know. I want it to be something that like I got to do his riffs justice. So I'm not going to sing about, you know, like cutting up a prostitute in the Forked Deer River. Like, it's just, you know, it's not real, you know. Like, that's kind of where I'm going with that.
No, you know what? I totally understand, and you know what? Like, at the core, I'm very nihilistic.
Yeah,
to a point.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm also I try to be optimistic, but at the core,
we count our blessings. You know,
I'm very nihilistic. You know, like I look at the world and I'm like, yeah, we are all just fucking parasites, fucking sucking this fucking goddamn thing to death. You know,
we are, man.
At
like,
some point, it's gonna break, man. You know, it doesn't matter who the fuck you fucking. It doesn't matter who you believe in, or what you believe, or what you're saying. It's all gonna end, dude. And we're all gonna be in the ground, and we're all gonna be fucking worm dust. But
not with a bang, but a whimper. Like, we're just gonna, you know, it's like what's the experiment they do with rats when they give the rats everything they ever fucking need and they get a comfy fucking life and they quit breeding, they quit fucking, they quit doing anything and they just slowly starve to death. Like, that's the human race right now. You know, it's we're this late stage for America, at least this late stage capitalism. I think we're headed to, you know.
Yeah, we're at the end of the empire.
Yeah. So I mean, we might as well like play the fiddle while Rome burns. You know, like we're at that point. I don't think there's no turning it around, man. Like, no. I don't think a line in our crystal fucking chakras we buy at the fucking mall is gonna goddamn, you know, gonna change anything. Like, I don't think.
And a lot of, I mean, the riffs are like, I don't really even listen to much music anymore. Like, most of what I listen to is like geopolitical podcasts, and it's just like
Peter's on and stuff.
yeah, and it's just like when I do write riffs, it's just like what I feel inside. Like,
it's gospel music,
where
man.
so much of that melancholy shit comes out.
I think a lot of it's almost gospel music, like gospel harmony, the feeling that comes with gospel music. And like, I know you're like, really, you know, Elmer also plays in a bluegrass project. He plays a lot of, he's always up a banjo's ass. He likes, you know, grandpa guitars and shit. And like,
that's a mandolin, sir. A mandolin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But you know, but I mean, that's a big influence. I mean, really, it's all of us. Like, we all grew up with like a daddy or uncle that played bluegrass. Like, we grew up with that kind of stuff. Like,
we can name 3 George Jones songs at least.
Yeah, and now, while we're being honest, man, I just steal Dwight Yoakam lyrics and I turn them around. Like, I don't really write lyrics; it's just Dwight Yoakam shit.
I mean, I mean, what an underrated artist he was.
What about John Anderson? John Anderson had the best voice in country music until he became aware of his voice. When he became aware of his voice, he tried to do it too much. But like, man, what a great voice, you know.
Seminole Wind, what a
Seminole
fucking
Wind,
song.
Man. Talking about the swamp drying up, man. Who wants the swamps to dry up, man? Because of the rich man.
Exactly.
Man,
progress came and took its toll, by God, you know?
You talk about that shit, man. What about Hank 3, man? Fucking, where the fuck is he, man?
Man,
damn
it. He is. I think he's just done.
I think they made a cartoon out of him. And I think he's seen that, and it's time for him to hide for a while.
Yeah.
But he's a sincere motherfucker. If you ever get to meet him, man, like, he's a down-to-earth, like, old skateboarder, punk rocker. Like, he's he's an honest motherfucker, man. Like, he's a good dude. I mean, there was like one summer there where it was like all I did was like go hunting, fishing, and listen to Hank 3. And like, it was like, it was that and those Poor Bastards, man. Like, I still to this day love those Poor Bastards. Like, that's such great music.
You met it?
I bet we got people in Belgium listening to us right now thinking we're just like some fucking hicks. Like,
oh, dude, we got
no, hell no. They just had the damn Muddy Roots Europe in Belgium.
There's motherfuckers listening all over the goddamn fucking world right now, man. Fucking, but
dude, I appreciate that too, man. It's like I've been in bands and done small tours, and I've been doing that since I was like 18. But like, I've never been interviewed before. Like I've never been like we've got like Soma Irot right now is like, what you guys do and like the other contacts that we're, reconnecting with, like we've got a real opportunity. Like this might be our last, as old men, this might be the last band I'm ever fucking in. Like I accept that.
This busted your cherry on interviews.
Yeah, I've never been fucking interviewed. I mean, I've talked to people at shows and like had people ask me questions, but no, I've never, you're busting the fuck out of my cherry, dude. Like, You and Randall the other day, that was like, yeah, like y'all Metal Devastation is straight running a train on my cherry right now, bro. Like,
man, we had like a pre-interview call. Like, man, what do you think they're gonna ask?
Yeah. And like, as a band, like we do need help with things. Like we need somebody to like, we need like a good, like somebody that can help us with like graphic design and shit. Like because like, if I'm not at practice, I'm going to be fishing or doing something. Like, I'm not going to sit in front of a computer and glue pictures together. Like, we need somebody that would like to get in our corner and like, the aesthetic we're going for, what we're looking for, and like help us out with that. So like, I think, what's y'all's buddy's name? John Sorrell. I think he helped us clean up the logo and like all that kind of stuff. Like, props to him, man. Like,
we got you, man. I know Raven was laughing when she was asking you for the logo and you sent over, it was like a fucking drawing on a fucking piece of paper with the lines and everything. She had to fucking upload that and fucking like delete all the lines and like go in like with a microscope and fucking do that shit. But it was cool, man. And, we were laughing. I was like, fuck yeah, man. Like, they're cool. Well, man, we got to do that for them, man. We got to help them out.
I mean, I draw pretty good. And Elmer's an artist. Elmer draws and paints. Like, we've got, it's just hard. It's hard to like. I'm an old fucking man. I'm an old bitter man right now. So it's like my creativity, my spurs of creativity. The muse comes and goes. So I got to kind of wrangle it when I've got it. And I guess I'm in a better place mentally now than I have been in years. So it's coming back to me. It's it's getting like my hands kind of fucked up. So I can't really play guitar. Like when we first started jamming again, I was playing guitar, but like I ain't gonna lie, I can't keep up with Elmer, man. Like my hands cramp up 2 minutes into a song, like I can't do it, like. But it's all right, man. I think we got something good. I think Soma has an energy that I don't really see. Like you ever see like when I talk about bands that channel music, like I think like bands like Wake from Little Rock come to mind. Like when you watch these bands play, like Deadbird or like you see like a top tier death metal band. Like if you see somebody like Immolation play. Like they're not bouncing around, screaming, and rolling around the stage like they're proper form, like they're channeling something. Something's pouring out of them. They do it effortlessly, like. And I think we're kind of hopefully trying to tap into that vibe. Like, man, like just channeled music. It comes to us. Like we don't sit down and just really like glue riffs together. Like I think they come to him in a fucking dream or something. Then we consult like an ancient book. Like it just, like it's like I think that's the way I see it, at least,
Well, speaking of the music, man, tell us for all the gearheads out there listening, myself included, man, like what kind of fucking shit are you guys using in the studio? What kind of stuff do you use on stage, man? Like amps, pedals, string gauges, all that shit, man, because it all matters, dude.
Carvin, Rivera.
Yeah, I'm playing through a Rivera M100 100-watt tube amp, and then I'm running a Carvin 412, a PV 412. As far as pedal board, I'm running through a compressor and EQ, and then I'm running like a what you call it,
motherfucker don't even know.
A fucking tube screamer. Yeah, a tube screamer, whatever. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just the same shit I've always, like, I'm cheap.
PV's always going to be somewhere lurking in our back line. There's if it ain't PV, it ain't shit. Like, there's always going to be like a PV butcher might be lurking in the back, you know, like there's something's going on. Like Brian's using he's got some Sun stuff.
Brian's using a custom 1200 watt amp, and then I know he's about to run a PV 412 bass amp, and I know he's running a 410 right now.
Yeah, and
he's playing with a SG bass. I'm using a Linda Ronstadt guitar. It's got 17 ounces of abalone inlay, and that really helps our sound.
Yeah, it's real fucking pretty, man.
Man, you can't go wrong with them fucking PVs, dude. Like them fucking PVs.
Dude, the gray rails to hell, man, is what Reed used to call them, man. Like, yeah, PV's great shit, man. Like,
I got a little PV combo amp that I fucking still fucking play through. Fucking, I mean, I've had that motherfucker for goddamn I don't know how long, man.
Yeah,
I got a Marshall too, but that motherfucker's blowing up, man. You know,
yeah.
So I'm always looking at both of them. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, Marshall.
I mean, props to the guys that use all the digital amps, all the Kempers and stuff like that. Like that stuff sounds good, but like, man, like when I see a band play, dude, I want to see stacks, bro. I want to see tube amps and fucking stacks. Like, it's part of the aesthetic for me. Like I know, I see a lot of great bands that are using the digital stuff now. Like, that's cool, man. Like, it's whatever. It's easier on your back and everything, that's for sure. But
yeah, I mean, and you can really dial your tone in, but I'm almost like, I want to have to work around what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember last year at the fest, dude. Temple of the Fuzz Witch came up on stage and they were getting ready, and they had that fucking orange stack, and I was like, God damn, man. You can see the tubes fucking glowing, fucking getting ready, man. I'm like, oh, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And that shit sounded
orange, man. Those are great amps, man. Those are good amps, man. It's like the orange and Mad Amp and green amps, like they're awesome for what they do, but they do that one thing, you know. Like I like Mesa Boogie Triple Rex. Like that's the kind of, if I'm gonna spend the money on an amp, that's kind of what I like. But yeah, I mean, I love all that shit. I love old Laneys. Like, you know, we're all gearheads, man. Like that's such an important thing, man. Like in metal, like the gear is fucking important. Like, you know, there's some badass war metal bands in fucking Brazil right now making do with goddamn crate amps that sound fucking awesome. You know, like you can do whatever with whatever you got, but you know, it doesn't make the musician. But like, man, gear is kind of important, man. Like it's you know,
dude, I was watching a video with Igor Cavalera the other day, and he was talking about the you know, when they were recording fucking Morbid Visions the first time, he just had a drum set that was like, he didn't even have a fucking kick drum. He just had a fucking floor tom and a snare, and they had a cymbal attached to a fucking broomstick, and like that's all he did. Like, and he used the floor tom to make like the place of the kick drum, and so he had to kind of recreate that whenever he eventually got a real drum set. But like, it's cool when you hear that kind of shit, because then you go back and you listen to those records and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. He was doing that with that? Like, what the fuck? That's insane.
And those kids, dude, they were kids back then, man. Like, they were young, and they're from a country that didn't have a fucking guitar center in every fucking corner. You know, like, they made do with what they had, man. Like, I respect the shit out of that, man. I think just all of South America is, like, the sickest fucking place for metal right now. Like, it's just... Like, man, props to, like, Goat Penis. Like, both those guys are dead now, man. Like, Riff in Peace, man. But, like, all those Brazilian and war metal bands, all that shit, dude. Like, that's, man, I love that shit so much, man. Like, they've hit the ceiling for how heavy you can be. Like, you're not going to get heavier than that shit. Like,
yeah, because it's so fucking raw. Like, there's no fucking forgiving in any of it. Like, you know, you listen to it.
I think it's the... You know, the countries they come from too, man. Like any country, I think poverty creates great art. So anytime that you come from a place that's impoverished or is going through things, and like not our pretty little cities. You know, like if you come from a bad place, like you're gonna make better music, man. I just feel that, man. Like fuck Norway and all their pretty little fucking fjords and shit. You know, like give me some South American shit. Give me some cartel sludge. You know. Yeah.
All right.
I don't mean fuck Norway for all our Norway listeners, man. Like we love Norway, man. You know, but you know, it's like I'm saying, like it's just poverty creates great music, and that's why that's why we talk about like where we're from. Like Memphis, man. Like I love Memphis so much, and I've loved Memphis since I was 13 fucking years old, listening to His Heroes Gone. Like Memphis, man, is always like whatever kind of music passes through the filter of Memphis. Memphis makes it legit. It's like old rap, like gangster rap, like the metal, like the crust punk that I grew up with, like that was in Memphis at the time. Like props to like Apocalypse Light, which to my knowledge, Apocalypse Light was like the first blackened metal band from Tennessee that I know of. Like there may be something out east that I don't know of, but for this area, man, like we owe a lot to Apocalypse Light, man. Like, but yeah, like Memphis, man. Memphis, I think, is the greatest musical city in the South, man. Next to maybe like New Orleans or something.
Well, for people out there listening, man, what can you tell them to expect when they see you guys hit the stage this year?
Well, man, hopefully our bass player won't be drunk. We'll, man, I don't know. It's almost like a revenge on Jackson for us to come back and play a show in Jackson. Like I feel like
I'm ready to fucking tear it up.
I want to take a big, nice, respectful shit on the city of Jackson. You know, like. You know, I'm stoked for it, man. We gotta. I mean, we're definitely gonna be bringing full stacks, like, you know.
I'm ready to show everyone, like, oh, hey, in case you weren't here back in the day, here's what we got.
Yeah.
Here's what we got.
Yeah. I think we'll have some kind of merch cobbled together. I think we got some shirts we're getting done right now.
Oh yeah, we'll have stickers. We'll have shirts, definitely.
Man, as far as like a legit recording, other than what's out now on YouTube and stuff,
we're still working on that.
About a year before we have like a real like legit LP, like it. But like we want to like focus more on like releasing solid copies, like like albums, maybe like a short run of tapes. Like we want to do stuff like that. Like we'll have something up the bank, but like it's
like we want something you can hold in your hand because we want to hold it in our hands.
Yeah, like I'm trying to pass on like a legacy, something that's going to live on the earth forever. Because I shoot blanks and stuff. I ain't got no kids, so I gotta make an album that's going to live forever.
That was one thing that we definitely agreed on when we got this back started. Like, what do we really want to do? Like, we want to get something going to where we can make a recording and have something to hold in our hands, because both of us, like all the bands we've been in over years, like we never hit that point to where we made a recording and had like a 7-inch or a tape or a fucking CD. Like, let's do this time. Like, let's do it right.
Yeah.
We gonna
I'm all about it, man.
We're gonna help you, dude, as much as we can, man. We're gonna make that fucking shit.
Man, hell yeah.
God damn it. Fucking, before I let you guys go, man, is there anything else you want to let the people know, dude?
Man, just infernal hells to Metal Devastation, man. What you guys are doing, man. Like it's you're doing the Lord's work, by God, and we love it, man. We love you guys.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited to play. Like,
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
When I was volunteering last year, I'm like, a little part of me was like, damn, I wish I was playing this stage right now, bro.
Well, you're gonna do it this year, man. It's happening.
I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna volunteer. I'm gonna be like being an information liaison at the back gate, and then I'm gonna jump on stage and do my shit, and then jump right back and be like, hey, folks, like the entrance is over there.
I'll tell them when I got bootleg tickets.
Oh, hey.
Well, before
some guy from the brewery tried to get me to tried to bribe me with beer to let him in for free. I was like, sorry, buddy, I can't do that. Like, you need to pay like everyone else.
Hell yeah.
Ain't no bribing necessary, man. That shit's gonna be every fucking word. God damn it.
Well, we know Wong will sneak in. He always does. Wong sneaks into everything. Where's Wong at? And maybe Wong's listening.
He's just gonna pop out from underground.
Yeah, he burrows.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He gonna pop up and steal your damn beer.
Yeah, he will steal a fucking beer, won't he?
I'm still wondering where my damn Stella went from the Guar show.
Hell, you know where it went. He drank that son bitch.
Yeah.
Well, before I let you all go, man, can I get you?
Yeah, man, I appreciate this, bro.
Make us a station tag real quick, dude. Whenever you're ready, say something like this is Soma Irot, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Well, you already said it, so do we have to say it?
Yeah, man, say it, dude.
Hey, this is JD and Elmer from Soma Irot, man, for Metal Devastation Fest, man. Just keep it real, keep it metal, death to false metal.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, man.
All right.
I'm going to play some more fucking Soma Irot for these motherfuckers so they go crazy, all right?
Hell yeah,
all right, man. Alhamdulillah.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later, man. Cheers.
All right, bro.
Peace.
There you have it, folks. Soma Irot on the fucking Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation fucking Radio. Like I said earlier, put your speakers in your windows, put them in your front lawns, put them in your neighbor's driveway. Do whatever you got to do, man. If you don't see U-Haul trucks everywhere tomorrow, you got serious fucking issues, man. Get a fucking louder stereo system. Do whatever you got to do, goddammit. Blast this shit.